Hello friends, welcome to the special session on CDCS. The topic is why banks reject LC documents even when everything looks perfect. Means it happens many times. We say we check the doc check, we do the doc checking, we send the docs to the issuing bank or a negotiating bank, whatever it is, as the case may be. And then there are certain discrepancies which come in. And when we checked it, we feel it was very correct. So we'll be discussing these points over here. Watch the video till the end, share it with your friends, like the video, subscribe to the channel. In the end, we'll be solving one question related to CDCS from the question bank which we provide. And it's a part of this session also. So watch it completely, share it with your friends. Okay, let's move ahead. So what are the major reasons? But before that, some of you might not be knowing me. My name is Vishal Mantri. I am the ex-banker. Ex-banker means I have worked in these departments: trade finance, corporate finance, okay, retail banking, treasury part. So everywhere, all these departments. And I myself am CDCS. I myself have done the CAIIB. Okay, I myself have done all these. You can see the classification qualifications. Okay, net set, certified bank trainer. Okay, and have been teaching since almost now last 13 years. Yeah, 14 years. Okay, so now let's focus on the topic. What are the major problems? See, I'll give you with examples. See, I always believe in giving examples, reason, and then the examples, because that is what the overall explanation part is, right? Then only it can be made simple. Main is data inconsistency. See, there are two major reasons. One is data, second is technical. Data inconsistencies means spelling errors or typos. Now this part, see, one thing should be clear in this part. ISBP also says that typo errors or spelling errors which do not change the meaning should not be considered as discrepancies. So it's already told. But then also what happens? Some banks don't know this. Some banks don't know this. They point it as a mistake or as an error. Means that's why you feel that everything was perfect when I sent. See this example, simple. Credit indicates the description of goods as farming machinery, whereas the description of the goods in the invoice shows farming machinery. See the spelling, M-A-C-H-I, M-A-S-H-I. Hardly it matters, isn't it? This CHI and SHI, hardly it matters anything. But then also, some banks who are not that much conversant with UCP, ISBP, they might point it as a discrepancy. So that's why you'll get a discrepancy. Of course, you can refute it, not an issue. You can quote the ISBP number and the UCP number and you can definitely refute it. Okay? So this is one point. Second, inconsistent data across documents. Means what? Inconsistent data. Many times it happens that in the BL, the per kg rate is given as $20 per kg, and in the invoice it's showing 21 per kg, 22 per kg, something like this, some slight difference. That is also pointed as a discrepancy. And that is a valid discrepancy. Means you didn't check it, but that is a valid. Of course, subject to the article 30-31, all these, okay, of UCP 600, plus or minus percentages. Okay, so those you have to check. But this discrepancy generally occurs when you state per kg rate. Okay, this is one of the major points for discrepancies. Incorrect document titles and formatting. Now this is again a wrong discrepancy pointed out by the issuing banks. The point over here is, see this, packing list versus packing note. You can say however named it is, but many a times issuing bank or the checking bank, not only issuing, the checking bank. It can be a confirming bank, it can be a negotiating bank, anyone. That bank doesn't know this. It says, LC says packing list, so you have to provide packing list. However named concept, they don't understand. So of course you can refute it again. Okay. So many of the discrepancies which are such nature, you can definitely refute it. So these are the three main data inconsistencies points which are pointed out by the checking banks. Now, why am I saying checking? It means it can be a negotiating bank, it can be a confirming bank, it can be a issuing bank. Okay. Next part is technical part now. Due to technical error, see this. Missing signature, stamps or dates. Means what? Many times we see in the LC that invoice to be stamped by the consulate. Suppose if they ask you, or invoice to be stamped by the Chamber of Commerce. BL to be stamped by a consulate. Generally this happens in Bangladesh. Okay, those LCs, it happens over there. A credit requires an invoice to be certified by the Chamber of Commerce. Okay, by Chamber of Commerce. So credit requires this. So if you don't provide this, you only provide an invoice, that will be a discrepancy. You had provided the documents correctly, but in the additional condition, see this, many times what happens, in the documents required, they don't mention this. You have to read the complete LC. They don't mention that in the documents required that it is to be certified by the Chamber of Commerce. They will mention it in the additional conditions. The invoice to be certified by the Chamber of Commerce, additional conditions. So you will have to read it properly. Okay? Incomplete set of documents. Now this is one of the major points. See, even ISBP clarifies this. Invoice in 3 copies or 3 copies of invoice. Invoice in 3 copies and 3 copies of invoice. Quite different. Invoice in 3 copies means 1 original should be there at least, and remaining can be the copies. 3 copies of invoice means all can be the copies, no original is required. These parts you should be knowing this. For that ISBP is there, UCP is there, mainly ISBP. ISBP clarifies many points on this. So that's why you must go through ISBP very keenly. Okay? Incorrect endorsements. Incorrect means, see, generally any BL, there are basically 3 negotiable documents. Okay? BL, draft, and this invoice, insurance. Okay? These are the 3 negotiable docs. So they should be endorsed to whom? Generally they should be endorsed to the issuing bank. Isn't it? Because after all, who is the paying authority in the end? It is the issuing bank. Now, depending on LC to LC. Okay, if it says confirming, then confirming. Means who is negotiating, who is confirming, it depends on that. But generally, 90% cases, it is generally to the endorsed to the order of issuing bank. So, if it is not endorsed, many times this happens that it is not endorsed. Sometimes they, means even if they do the blank endorsement, that's okay. Blank endorsement is allowed. So BL not endorsed to the order of the issuing bank. Now, if sometimes what happens in the LC, they state that BL should be endorsed to the order of applicant, which is actually not workable, to be frank. Applicant is not a direct party to the LC overall procedure. Okay, the procedure stops at issuing bank. But if it requires, if LC requires so, and you have accepted that LC as a beneficiary, then you have to do it, isn't it? There is no other option. Next one, see this. Invoice amount discrepancy. Generally this happens in totaling. Totaling errors or per kg versus total figure mismatch. These generally happens. We check the final amount and we go ahead. But the issuing bank checks total details, this into this, this into this, this is actually, see, ISBP says you are not supposed to do anything like this. You have to check the final figure only. But then also some banks do check it and then they'll point it out as a discrepancy. So that's why even though you feel everything is correct, but then also what happens? The discrepancies are pointed out. And then you get tensed. But see this, you can refute it if you know ISBP properly, if you know UCP properly, and remaining 3 also. Means here I am talking only of LCs. If we talk of standbys, then ISP. If URR related to reimbursements, right, and UCP. So you can refute it properly if you know the docs properly and if you know the rules properly. Prohibited partial shipment or transshipment. See, this is what I was talking. We'll be dealing with one actual question from CDCS. Actual question in CDCS is like this. Partial shipment, prohibited partial shipments or transshipments means partial shipments not allowed. LC says. And then what do? You do the partial shipment knowingly or unknowingly. See, it happens. You're doing it unknowingly also. Kindly note this. You can do it. You may be doing it unknowingly also. Right? Knowingly if you do it, then it's a major fault. But if you are doing it unknowingly, then you also don't know. But after all, it's a discrepancy. Transshipment, same logic. Okay. So now let's look at this example. This will clarify this doubt. LC is USD 10,000, quantity is 100 kgs, partial shipments not allowed. Okay. LC is for USD 10,000, quantity is 100 kgs, partial shipments not allowed. Which of the following presentations are acceptable? Which of the following presentations will be acceptable now? Invoice showing shipment of 100 kgs for USD 9,000. The amount is what? 100 kgs, amount is USD 10,000. Invoice showing shipment of 100 kgs for USD 9,800. Invoice showing shipment of 90 kgs for USD 9,500. Invoice showing shipment of 105 kgs for USD 10,500. So which one is acceptable? Now you think over it and you try to give me the answer. Yeah, try to give me the answer. I'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Let me see in the comment section. Yes, what is the answer for this? Anyone? The answer for this is which is acceptable? The acceptable part over here is B. Okay, B is the answer. B is the answer. Everyone check this. B is the answer. 9,800. Partial shipments are not allowed. So you can ship 100 kg, whatever is mentioned, okay? And then USD 9,800. Why? Because if you ship for 9,000, then it is less than under that article 30, it will get caught. Okay? So article 30 is important over here. So here A will get caught under 30C. Right? This is allowed, 9,800. Okay? Because it's within that article 30B. So it is okay over here. This is not allowed. 90 kg. Invoice showing 90 kg for USD 9,500. So 90 kg. You are shipping this 90 kg only. Then invoice showing shipment of 105 kgs for USD 10,500. So the best answer over here is this. 100 kgs for USD 9,800. Okay. Now one thing which can be discussed over here is what is partial shipment? Means here I won't go into the details now, because if I ship means this goods are being asked for 100 kg and I am shipping only once. So is it a partial shipment? So if I am shipping say this 90 kg only, okay, only once. I won't be shipping it at means only 90 kg shipped over. Then this is not partial shipment. Then it should be acceptable. But no, article 30, there it gets caught. Okay. Similarly, 105 kgs. Extra is not allowed. Not at all allowed. Less than is allowed. Extra is not at all allowed. Totally out. Okay. That is allowed only in that on or about, or that approx, that plus or minus 5%. That clause is separate, but there should be a separate mention over here then. So this is more of a technical part now. I won't go into the details, but clearly the answer is this B. So these were the common discrepancies which we find out, which we see in the documents, and we feel that everything is okay. But then the bank, issuing bank or the checking bank will point it out as a discrepancy. So now, before going everyone, see our new channel for CDCS at Adda247 has just started. So let's become the part of this community. Let's grow this community. Okay, it's available on YouTube. @CDCS_Adda247. Just type this. Link is given in the below comment section also. So follow this channel, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell icon. Don't miss this. Okay. See this. What do we have on this channel? See, on this channel we have various videos. See, videos, they are just growing. Shorts, various questions. Separate questions are asked related to CDCS. Daily questions are asked. So follow these questions also. Then various examination informations are given. Like what is the paper structure of CDCS, introduction to CDCS, everything about CDCS. So it's a lot of help to you. You be in the bank, you be in any private organization. CDCS is required if you are dealing in trade finance. Also, our app is having the paid classes for the same. Join those paid classes. Download Adda247 app. Okay, and then you'll get the paid classes also for the same. All the 5 subjects are covered. UCP, ISBP, URR, EUCP and ISP 98. Latest versions. Okay. So follow it and follow the channel, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell icon. Bye everyone.